Hey, how y'all doing today, loves? So it is Wednesday, and y'all already know what that means. It's Slapping with Truth Wednesday right here with your Queen A. All right, now today we're gonna be talking about focusing and why everybody's busy, but nobody seems to focus. So get here because on this episode right here is very special to me because I really want people to understand why a lot of people seem to be busy, but nobody seems to be focused. I won't say nobody, let's just say very few people really seem to be focused. And most people just can't seem to understand why that is. The reason for that is because let's just face it, if you look around in the world that we're living in, what is it that you're noticing? Are y'all noticing something different? Are y'all noticing that everybody seems to be busy, like scrolling? Everybody's busy doing things they have no business doing, like watching fights, watching movies all day, going out, maybe being on the phone all day, shopping all day. I don't know. But these things will make people seem busy. But the one thing most of us are doing that we're going to talk about right here, and we're going to be slapping a lot of people with truth on, is that a lot of people is paying attention to the wrong things. The wrong things, such as people who don't have your best interests at heart. Yes, I'm talking about them people that's in your face, but behind, like how did you see the fingers crossed? That's how they are. Right? They're laughing in your face. They seeking up all your attention, but behind your back, they just like this picture right here. They could care less about what's going on with you. And what I mean by that, what we're seeing out here is, think about it. People are focused on all the stars, especially you got the Clarissa Shields and Pat Poose thing. That's a big one. Then you got your 50 Cent and your T.I. thing going on. Everybody's busy paying attention to that, but nobody's really focused on what we can do to keep these things from happening. And if you know, that is what I focus on. Queen A. We focus on what? Building confidence, helping people overcome things with clarity. And a lot of people, what they're doing right here, they're doing this. They're laughing at people's pain. They're busy scrolling, busy trying to make a comment about people that they don't know nothing about. Nothing about. And that's what a lot of people that we are seeing are doing. Think about this for a second. How many people do you know that's in everybody's business, that's commenting on people posts who fingers are crossed behind their back, meaning they don't even know them? They can care less about them. How many of y'all know people like that? Can y'all think of anybody like that? I know I can. I could think of people like that. And it's sad to say that. I could think about people like that. People that's smiling in everybody's face. But guess what? They don't have your best interest. And that's what we're going to talk about. See, the difference is you can be busy doing a lot of things, but what are you busy doing? Are you busy being up in everybody's business? Because that's what we're seeing a lot of nowadays. That's what we're seeing a lot of nowadays, right? We're seeing a lot of people what? Being busy, being up in everybody's business, but the right business. So the question that I have for you is, what business are you minding and what are you busy doing? See, a lot of people say they wonder why they can't be focused, but they're busy. Man, you know what? I had a busy day, but their mind is all over the place. And then we're going to talk about that and get into that today. See, I want y'all to understand that the difference between the top people in the world is they're not busy, they're focused. Focused on their life, focused on what they have going on. They're not focused on the 50 Cent and the T.I. drama. They're not focused on the Clarissa Shields and the Papoose drama and Remy Ma and them. They're not focused on that. The most successful people in the world, they're focused on their priorities. They're focused on their principles. They're focused on, well, maybe how can we overcome these things where we ain't got to see this drama online no more, where we don't have to see the 50 Cent and T.I. beef. I feel like people should be tired of it, but we don't have to see the Clarissa Shields and Papoose beats. We don't have to see that. And that's why I came on here to say everybody's busy, but people ain't focused. Think about that for a second. A lot of people know about everybody else's business. You know, I've been on the phone several times with individuals. Have y'all ever been on the phone with individuals? I know I have. Not even that long ago. Like, was on the phone with somebody who was telling me everybody's business. Have y'all ever been on the phone with somebody telling you everybody's business? Like, the nosy neighbors, what they call them, Karens or something like that. That know everybody's business. But have y'all noticed something about them people that seems to know about everybody's business, whether it be online, whether it be in their family, whether it be in somebody else's family, whether it be about the family across the street? Have y'all noticed anything about these people right here? They don't know too much about their own family and what's going on in their own household. Nobody's noticing that? Is nobody noticing that? Like, how is that even possible? So I want to ask us, when is we going to get to the point of people where is the point to where we're not putting our hands behind our back? We're not crossing our fingers at nobody. Like, when is that point going to come? And what I mean by that, when is the point going to come where we can start focusing on ourselves? See, the reason why a lot of individuals can't be focused, because guess what? The people that you're busy looking at, the people that you're busy focusing on, is the wrong people. Y'all don't share the same principles. Y'all don't share the same purpose. Y'all don't share the same value. Y'all don't share the same anything. Yet, you wonder why you're not focused. I'm just asking y'all. Look around the world. I don't know about y'all, but is y'all tired of seeing it yet? I'm tired. I really am. That's why I bring people on the podcast so we can talk about how to move on, how we can overcome self-doubt, how they remain confident on their journey. I don't bring people on to dog them, to keep the drama going. That's what we see in a lot of these podcasts is for. A lot of people are going to these podcasts. Why? Because they love the drama. Well, that's why this is called Slapping with Truth, because we're doing something different on here. We ain't focused on the drama. We want to get your mind. We want to water your mind so we can get you to overcome your self-doubt, overcome looking at everybody's issues, and start focusing on your own self and water your own seeds so you can grow. Wouldn't that be amazing? I'm just saying. I think that would be amazing. When are we going to get to that point? I'm just asking. Because I see a lot of people busy doing nothing. A lot of people busy but ain't getting nothing done. And they entrepreneurs. They're so busy. But I want you to understand, busy and focus is different. Meaning, you can be showing up everywhere. So y'all got to stop doing that. Stop doing that as well. So can we stop just putting each other against everybody? Like, let's stop. Let's stop putting each other against one another, please. And then the crazy part is I feel bad because who do we focus on? It's almost being hard to understand who to even focus on, because so many people, we even see the grandmas entering the space to where, guess what? Only thing they want to do is busy trying to do a TikTok or trying to, do anything that's common, anything that can get a like, anything that can get a follow, anything that can get a heart. And it's sad because, like I said, we even see the grandmas and them getting into it. So then what becomes the point of, how does the younger generation know what to focus on? If we have the older people focusing on the negative, if we have the older people focusing on the drama, if all the older people that we see are focusing on is shaking they butt behind online, they ass online, excuse my language. But if that's what we're seeing, it's to me, it's inevitable that we as a generation don't know how to focus on the positive, on our principles, on our goals. The only thing we seem to know how to focus on is pulling our camera out when things go wrong. Oh, when things go wrong, guess what? Everybody's focused then. Everybody's focused, but on the wrong thing. So I want y'all to understand we can also be focused on the wrong things. And that's what's happening. That's what we're busy doing, being focused on the wrong things, such as recording other people's downfall. Ain't it crazy that this is what we're living in? These are the times we're living in right here, where when you fall down, instead of somebody helping you and picking you up, guess what? They're going to pull their phone out. They're going to pull their phone out. They're going to pull their phone out. Now, before we move forward, make sure that if you are somebody and you love in this channel and you love how we bring clarity to this channel, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Because like I said, this is a clarity channel. I'm not a fictionary. I like to say that. I'm not a fictionary. Okay? So please understand that. I'm not. And I'm not perfect. That's why I also tell stories about myself. I want y'all to understand I was busy, but I wasn't focused, not on the right things anyway. I was so focused on other people's business and other things that was not important. That was not aligned with my priorities, my goals. That's why I had a gun put to my head 4 different times. Let me tell y'all, I had a gun put to my head on 4 different times. So that means that I had people around me that was like this right here. They had their hands crossed behind their back, but I couldn't see it because I was too busy being stuck. I was too busy following the crowd. And that's what most of us doing. We too busy following the crowd when most of the people in that crowd, guess what? They got their hands behind their back just like that. Their hands crossed. They can care less about what you got going on. But we don't care. Because we as a people, we have become so focused on the wrong things, on the wrong priorities, on the wrong people. How do you know who to focus on? Pay attention who the people that you are aligning yourself around. Who are they? Who is their circle? Pay attention to that. Pay attention to it. Okay? Because what happened and you won't even know it. You'll have no clue. Now, with that being said, let's talk about that as well. Now, I don't know if y'all want to talk about that, but I want to talk about the scary thing is about how unfocused we as a people we have become. That's a scary thing. Are y'all noticing that we're focusing more on the demonic stuff? We're focusing more on the dramatic stuff. We're focusing more on the sad stuff. We're focusing more on the angry things that's out here. It ain't too much positivity that you can find out here, especially when it comes to online. Why? Because everybody, not everybody, let me take that out. Most individuals, they're focusing on the, like I said, even grandmas are doing it nowadays. Look online. If you think I'm lying, go to TikTok and scroll. It won't even take you that long. And that's a scary thing because back in my days, the grandmas was cooking meals, they was babysitting, you know what I mean? They had fruit on the table, they was ready they had the whole family over. Now what we're seeing is grandmas, right? Or just individuals as a whole. And I'm a queen, so I like to talk about our young ladies out there. You know, we have to get focused on more than just our body because you are more than your body. You have a mind. I wonder if a lot of people understand that because I don't see people using it. Let me say that again. You have a mind, but I don't know if a lot of people understand that because I don't see a lot of people using it. You are more than your body. So take the focus off of your body and put the focus into your mind. And that's why I always talk about watering your seed because I'm watering your mind. That's what we do right here on Slapping with Truth. We water your mind. So the guests that we bring on here, and if you would like to be a guest, make sure that you reach out to Queen A. Email me at queenaspeaks@gmail.com. You can email me. Send me a message. Say, hey, Queen A, I would love to be a guest on your podcast. I would love to tell the audience how I remain confident on my journey. And we would love to have you here, because the one thing that we're seeing, the main thing that we're seeing is people love pretty little lies, as I like to call them. And I'm not a fictionary. I'm not a fictionary. We got to wheel it back. So when are we going to wheel it back? And if you want to help Queen A wheel it back, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment. Say, wheel it back. But I want y'all to understand that we got to get more focused and less busy. And in order to do that, the first thing we got to do is what? Focus. What are you focusing on? Figure out what's your principles, priorities, and goals. And I know I probably feel like this, but this subject, it touches my heart and it's sentimental to me. It's very sentimental to me. Like even like the queen I'm going to have that'll be on next week that I'll be interviewing. You know, I just want y'all, we talking about, you know, that episode is great to watch as well. You know, I have a queen coming on and we're going to be talking about her journey, a journey to success. But I want y'all to get off of the stars. And what's so sad, what I hate to see is so many people out here creating channels just for the drama, creating channels, podcasts specifically for the drama. That's what the sad thing is. We got people creating channels specifically for the Clarissa and Papoose drama, specifically for the T.I. and 50 Cent drama, specifically for, you know, an artist drama, just to come up off of their pain. Just to simply come up off of their pain. That ain't what we doing right here. I don't know if y'all, but I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that. That's why I keep myself around a lot of different individuals. And if, speaking of that, and if you are a queen, right, and you're going to be in the Cincinnati area and you would love to hear Queen A speak and you're, oh, you know, you're feeling doubtful and you are feeling like you're busy but getting nothing done, and you want to know, how can I start forcing my mind to take action and getting things actually done instead of looking busy and getting nothing done? Make sure that you meet me right here this Saturday, which is, what is it, March the 14th, okay? Cincinnati, Ohio at Key Spot. I want y'all to meet me right here, okay? Now, this Boss Ladies Luncheon, this is March the 14th. I'll be at Key Spot. So, like I said, this is for any of you queens out there that's feeling doubtful, that's wondering why you're busy, but you're feeling like you're getting nothing done. Please come and check me out at Springfield Pike at Key Spot, okay? You can go ahead, you can actually scan that QR code right there for the link, or you can actually comment Key and I'll go ahead and send you over the link, or just pull up. Feel free, if you're going to be in the Cincinnati, Ohio area, feel free to just pull up, and I would love to see you there, because I'm telling you, it's going to be a royal movement. A royal movement, if I do say so myself. All right. Because what we do is we taking people from being like this, from looking like this with a, you know, crowd. We want to take you away from these crowds. We're going to remove you from that. Okay? Now, one of the things that I like to say is, and I like to do is, the main thing that's important is your environment is key. So I had to learn that. And I don't think a lot of people understand that their environment is key. And when I say environment, I want to understand, what do you think of when I say environment? Most people, when you say environment, they just think of a person. But when I'm speaking of environment, I'm talking about people, places, and things. Them all corresponds to your environment, and what, especially with what we're talking about here. So the first thing you have to do is, if you can't, you know how they say, if you can't change the people around you, change the people around you? That is the perfect saying. But the first person you have to change around you is who? I wonder if you know. It's you. It's you. So before you can change your neighbor, before you can change your friend, before you can change your sister, your brother, your mother, your auntie, whoever that may be, your partner, your boss, your employees, the first person you have to change is yourself. Because how can you get to change in other individuals if your mindset is still the same? If you still busy doing things that don't align with what you need to be getting done, then guess what? It don't matter. So the first thing you have to do is learn how to change yourself. So when we talk about environment, I'm talking about what environment are you putting yourself in? What environment are you allowing yourself to listen to? What environment are you allowing yourself to watch? Like these are, you got to understand when you're watching things, that is an environment. When you're listening to things, that is an environment. When you're talking to people, that is an environment. That's why a lot of people are busy, but they're not focused. And most people, if they are focused nowadays, they focused on the wrong things. And we gonna change that. We help you overcome that. That's exactly what I do. So I'm asking you, what are you busy doing? What does your environment look like? And I'm talking about for you, not for your neighbor. What does it look like for you? Is it peaceful? I'm asking you that. Is it peaceful? Let me put my phone on silent. Let it keep going on. Right? So is your environment a peaceful environment for you? Are the things you watching, is it peaceful for your mental, for you? So now I know, I got to share this with y'all real quick. So now me, I love watching documentaries. Okay. And I'm always watching like crime documentaries and things of that nature. Now, most people might say like, oh my gosh, Queen A, you always watching. I know that probably seemed like a crazy thing that I will watch crime documentaries, especially being that I'm a clarity coach and I always talk about environment and what you put in your mindset, right? Correct? One of the things I have to learn is that to mix it up a little bit. So every once in a while, not a lot, okay, I'm still getting better. I try to watch comedy, sometimes or something else. But my biggest thing I love to watch is documentaries, especially crime documentaries. So one of the biggest things that I'm heavily and I'm grateful that I do is I have tailored a lot of that to audio, where I have started listening to different audio, right? Different motivational videos, inspirational videos in place of that. Now, that don't mean I don't watch documentaries, because yes, I do. Let me tell you, I still watch my documentaries, but not as much as I used to. Now, this past week, I've watched more documentaries because I had a back injury or, things of that nature. But for the most part, before that, I only watched it at a certain time, like during my break or when it was almost time for me to, get ready to wind down. Because I noticed I was catching myself saying exactly what most of you are catching yourself saying, that you're busy, but I wasn't focused. I was busy all day watching documentaries. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been so busy. I had a busy day. And then I look back, I just spent like 5-6 hours watching documentaries, and I only spent like maybe 2 hours working. And that's what a lot of us are doing. And that's what I'm talking about with, now see, I tell y'all, this is with me, with myself. So I'm getting better. So I'm telling y'all, I'm sharing my journey with you all. So I ask you, what is it that you need to change? And what is it that you need to stop saying that you're busy doing and cut out and start getting actually focused on? What is it for you? I know for me, it was like I said, like watching TV was a lot of it. Because I'm a documentary head, still is. So what is it for you? Another thing it was for me, cutting certain people out of my life, right? If they don't align with my principal values and goals, it's okay. Do it mean I don't, like I hate them? No, I don't hate nobody that I parted ways with. I just have a different level of respect for individuals. And I no longer let nobody play. See, it's a difference. I don't no longer let nobody play with this, my mental. So if I feel like it's getting to a point where people are playing with my mental, I guess the young people say playing on their top or whatever. But if I, like people are playing on my mental, then I just back away. And that's what we have to learn how to do. We don't got to talk about each other. I don't have to dog nobody. I don't have to make a million posts. That's time that I could be focused on doing something else. And that's another thing. See, a lot of us are busy trying to focus on, well, how can I demolish this person? How can I get them back? All that time that you're trying to invest in getting somebody back that did you wrong. All that time that you're trying to invest in posting somebody that did you wrong. That's time that could have been focused on doing something else that aligned with your purpose, your principles, your values, and your goals. But we ain't seeing that now. What we seeing? Everybody going crazy. Everybody going crazy. We're being busy with the drama. So I'm asking for y'all help. Listen, Queen A is asking for y'all help today. Today, not tomorrow, today. I need y'all help. Because if we're gonna get focused on getting better with anything, we have to get focused with getting better with ourselves first. So I like to ask individuals, what are you getting focused on with yourself? Because that's what's gonna help you spread the love throughout, like help you spread your purpose throughout, help you spread your goals about. That's why I say come here and get watered. Because see, a lot of y'all don't want to get watered. Not with positivity, not with clarity. And I ain't a fictionary. So a lot of y'all don't want to get watered with clarity. A lot of y'all want to get watered with what? Pretty little lies, as I like to call it. And I'm not a fictionary. I'm not a fictionary. So you ain't gonna get that right here. You're not. This ain't that type of podcast. And so I just want to share with y'all, for some people who may not know. So I keep myself, so I had the pleasure right here. So as you can see, this is me where I was with State. So in the black right here, you can see that got on all black. That is State Rep Beaky, right? So State Representative Beaky. And on the other side of me with the blue, right, with the shy blue on, that is Dale Mallory. He is a former state rep for Cincinnati. And one of the things I had the pleasure with is going up there and getting to witness history. So these two men have been the gentlemen that are responsible for the agriculture movement, especially here in the Cincinnati, Ohio area. Okay? So one of the things that they did that was very great was they got agriculture in schools. They started to get them in schools here in Cincinnati. So they have them already in 3 schools. So if you're in the Cincinnati, Ohio area and you have the agriculture movement started in your school, I forgot exactly what it's called, but you can thank these two men right here. And I had the pleasure of being there because they have some great things coming. I'm not going to announce it yet, but I'll let them announce that, and then I'll make sure I bring them on to talk about that, especially former state rep Dale Mallory. Me and him have a great relationship. I have a great relationship with Representative Beaky as well. But I know I can get Dale to come on here. I'll see if I can get Representative Beaky to come on here, guys, as well. That'd be great. These two men right here have great history for you all. And I don't think a lot of you even know. They have done so much, especially for the Ohio area. Okay, so if you're in Ohio, these two men right here are definitely responsible for a lot of things going on. Now, right here, also, this right here, this is where I'll be speaking at. So this is me, as you can see, Queen A, and that is lovely Miss Cynthia. That is the owner of Key Spot Event Center, where I'll be speaking at. Make sure that y'all check them out. They do all type of different events up there at Key Spot. So I was actually had the pleasure of being there when they opened up. Well, not the actual day they opened up. I was supposed to be there when they cut the ribbon and opened up, but I couldn't be there. I was out of town, but I made it right after, and it was lovely. It's great there, and I'll be actually speaking there. So make sure y'all come down, check us out for that as well. But I just had to show you just a few of them pictures, and I'm gonna show y'all a little bit more pictures about what I was able to do once I remained focused. So before I was focused, I was all over the place. I was just speaking. I had no idea what I was speaking about, who I was speaking to. I didn't even know nothing about niches. I was just all over the place. And then even once I did start coming into my niche and speaking, the one thing I noticed is I was everywhere. And I want y'all to pay attention to this because a lot of entrepreneurs, this is what y'all doing right here, right? Everybody that was asking me to come and speak because I'm very great at what I do, especially bringing, clarity. That's, the clarity queen is great for that. And that's my daughter. But one of the things that I was noticing is everybody was calling me to speak. Like I was over here, over there, at the youth programs, group homes, and I'm just everywhere. And the one thing I noticed though, as I'm everywhere, I'm not focused. I'm kind of like making up things on the fly as I go. I don't know, I know it's a lot of entrepreneurs out there that can understand this right here, but I was just making up things on the fly as I go. Had no really no guideline of what I was teaching, no principles outlined. I had nothing. I was just winging everything. And the one thing, it made me feel like I was busy. Now, this is why you're about to understand why the most successful people are not busy. They are focused. Now, I was busy. I was everywhere. Everybody was booking me to speak, but nothing was getting done. Nothing. I had no programs. I still hadn't zeroed in on the exact principles I wanted to teach. I still had no online course. I still had no group coaching. I still had no systems set up. I had nothing. And then on top of that, I wasn't even getting paid to speak. I was just speaking. So listen to me. Listen. Now, what happened was I had to start getting focused and I had to change some things. But in order for me to change things, y'all know what I had to do? I had to understand what was my principles, what was my values, and what was my goals. Because see, that's what a lot of people are doing. They saying yes to everything. They being busy, Oh, you know what? I gotta be at that ball. I gotta be over here. Oh, I gotta be there. Let me explain something to you. The best thing you can do for yourself is to tell yourself no. Let me say that again. The best thing you can do for yourself is to tell yourself no. Please do it. Tell yourself no. No, I don't need to go to every event that pop up. No, I don't need to say yes to everybody. No, I don't need to answer the phone all the time. No, I don't need to respond to every text. Tell yourself no. And then embrace yourself and allow yourself to know that it's okay to say no. Because I'm going to tell you now, when you start saying no, you don't want to go feel bad. Not everybody else. It's going to be you. But tell yourself no. That's why the most successful people ain't busy. They focus. They're focused. They already, nope, I can't go to all them right now. Let me get my foundation together. Let me at least know what I'm talking about. That they have signature speeches, right? How did they get signature speeches? Because they got focused. They had to home in and zero in. Okay, well, this is what I want to talk about. How do they know their principles? How do they know? Because they had to what? Get focused. But if they was everywhere, do you think they would really have that? No. So stop feeling like you have to be everywhere and stop being busy doing nothing. Let me say that again. Stop being busy doing nothing. So if you're busy scrolling all day, if you're busy watching TV all day, let me tell you something right now that a lot of y'all don't know, even watching this podcast. A lot of y'all don't even know that this whole week, I've been having to be on bed rest for real because of my back. Let me say, oh, y'all didn't know that, did y'all? Yeah. This whole week, my daughter kept telling me, Mom, you're doing too much. You're trying to do too much. And it took everything in me to lay in the bed. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm glad I laid in the bed and recuperated. But I still didn't feel, it's so crazy because I didn't feel busy. Now, listen to me on this. I wasn't feeling busy. So for the first couple of days, it took everything in me because I'm like, hold on, I'm not busy. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing nothing. But then after that, once I got focused, hear me out. Once I got focused, I said, hold on. I don't need to be busy. Right now, I need to get focused on getting myself together and healing my body, because if my body don't heal, guess what? I'm not going to be able to do nothing. I'm not going to be able to do nothing. I'm not going to be able to sit here and like how I'm talking to y'all now, had I not just rested for a couple of days, like most of this week, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. I'd probably be in somebody's hospital because my back was bad. Like even now, when I get off of here, I'm gonna be up for a little bit and walk around. But then guess what I'm gonna do? Lay down, because I gotta speak Saturday. So I gotta make sure, because I'm focused. I gotta make sure that I know, okay, I know I'm gonna be on stage Saturday, right? I'm gonna be on stage speaking Saturday. So guess what? I gotta be focused, make sure my body gets some rest and I'm healed enough to even be going to speak. Because it'll be the first time that I've actually left the house to go somewhere and speak since my back been messed up. Then not to mention, I have to go to the office Friday. So I have to go to my new office Friday. So guess what? I have to be right. And if I don't sit and relax today, I have a podcast tomorrow and a pre-podcast tomorrow. And don't forget, if you would like to be a guest, make sure you email me, queenaspeaks@gmail.com. Okay? Matter of fact, let me see. What we'll do is I'll put a email. Let's say queenaspeaks@gmail.com. All right. All right. So if you would like to be a guest, send me an email right here, queenaspeaks@gmail.com. Okay. And don't forget, this is the podcast where we talk about how you remain confident on your journey. Or if you have a story that you need to tell, you can definitely come here as well and tell your story. Okay, we're just not about the drama. We want to focus on, okay, let's get the story out, but let's talk about how you remain confident throughout that whole process. All right. All right. So now back to what we were saying. But you have to understand that you have to do these things for yourself. Okay? You have to do these things for yourself. And I had to understand that. That's why, like I said, when I get up, I got to make sure I focus on, okay, well, I know I got to be ready for this weekend. Then next weekend, I'll be speaking at River City. So if any of y'all got any youth that's in River City, hopefully I'll get to see them there. Hey, I'll be speaking to a group there as well. And for anybody that don't know what River City is, that is a correctional facility for young men. So I'll be there speaking to them. So I'm looking forward to that. But I really want you all to understand that we have to be focused on the correct things, not just anything. Okay? Because you be focused on the wrong things. And that's what the problem is. That's why a lot of people think they're busy, but they're not focused. Only a few are focused. And that's why only a few make it. And a lot of people, because see, what most people don't understand is the first 5 years of business is the hardest. So if you don't push through the first 5, they know you ain't going to make it. And they say most people drop out by the 3rd year of business. By the 3rd year of business, they say, it's statistically, look it up. Most people drop out. They stop. It gets too hard. Why? Because they want to be busy trying to keep up with the Joneses instead of focus. You know how hard it is to stay focused? You know how hard it is to work on the system, especially like for me, okay, right? I'm a speaker. I'm a clarity coach. I'm not a marketer. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I market myself, but that's not my specialty. My specialty is not marketing and editing and things of that nature. So when it comes to me setting up systems and things of that nature, it gets hard for me. And the reason why it gets hard for me, because I get frustrated. I'm like, oh my God, I got to do this, I got to do that. And then it mess up or something don't go the way or I did it wrong and then I got to start over. So I get aggravated. And that's okay. That's the process. It comes with the process. It comes with the process. But a lot of people can't get through that process. So what they do, they go run over there and stand with the people that's like this. They go stand over there with the people like this, because they can't handle the others. They can't handle the truth. They can't handle themselves. Because see, most people don't know in business, most people walk away because they can't handle themselves, not everybody else. It's themselves they can't handle. Like, man, I don't want to create a system. I don't want to, man, I don't want to, if my team don't work, because guess what? If you run a company, if you are the owner of the company like me, I'm the owner of the company, right? So guess what? Regardless if the team show up or not, I still have to get it done. It don't matter. Regardless if I got somebody to make a system or not, I have to learn how to create the system and get it out there. And that is the process I'm in now. And this is what a lot of people don't want to go through, right? Because it's a hurdle. Man, a lot of people don't want to do this. Like, I want you to understand, some days it takes me weeks to get a system done. Something that is simple as a simple, like, it could be a funnel set, because that's not my field. But if I want to be if I'm focused and I want to grow, then I have to do that. But in order for me to do that, guess what that means? It might take a week. It might take 2. I might not be able to watch my show sometimes when I want to watch it. I might have to let some people go. I might can't show up to them parties. That's what that means. And that's why a lot of people can't get things done. So let me show y'all when I start getting things done. I start, so let me put it first. So first, I'm gonna put so this is my coach right here. He's Coach T. So I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio, if most of y'all don't know, but this is my coach right here, and he is in New York. So he is based in New York, and that is me and my coach in New York. And I have been so blessed to be on his team and to like go to his thing every year, except for this year, because I'm supposed to be there this month in New York, but I'm not going to be able to go because of my back. So, but every year for the last 3 years, I have been going to New York, and I have been blessed to meet some great individuals. And this is what I'm talking about. When you get focused, and this is what happens when you get focused, guys. So by being able to be around him, I was able to, meet lovely individuals, such as first, so this is June Archer right here, right? So this is me, my coach, and June Archer. So if you don't know, June Archer is a millionaire. He has his own podcast as well. Check him out. He actually has a book that I actually just saw. I actually just got his book in the mail. So hey, June, and he's already know he's my family now. So I already tell him we family now. But June Archer, he's a he's a millionaire as well. My coach, he's a 6-figure earner. And one of the things that I have been grateful to do is to be around these gentlemen and see how they speak and see how they move and just be in the presence of their company. And also, I was able to meet Evan Carmichael by being around these individuals. So Evan Carmichael is a millionaire as well. He's the YouTube guru. So if you're a YouTuber, you probably know of Evan Carmichael. Okay, so but this is only because I became focused. And I could have said, you know what? Well, I'm not going to go to New York, right? Because a lot of people don't know is, right, my coach right here, he's not like a household name coach. And most people only go if it's a household name. But he is associated with a household name, right? Eric Thomas, that's his coach. So most people, they wouldn't even do it. They'd be like, oh, no, I wouldn't go. But by me associating myself and putting myself around these individuals, it has allowed me to be very successful and do a lot of different things and grow and learn and educate myself along the way, instead of feeling like I'm busy and doing a whole lot of things and not getting things done. All right, so that is what I wanted y'all to understand on this episode of Slapping with Truth. And like I said, so make sure before we leave, let me tell y'all again, I would love to see y'all right here at the Boss Ladies Luncheon this Saturday, March the 14th. If you're in the Cincinnati, Ohio area, come check it out. Scan the QR code or comment key in the comments, and I'll go ahead and send y'all the link, though. I would love to see y'all there. If you wondering why you busy, but your business ain't moving, definitely come to that, because I'm going to help you out. We're going to get you together, okay, Queens? That is what it's for. We're going to water your seed that day, okay? If we ain't doing it today, we definitely going to do it that day. Seeing me online and seeing me as person is 2 different things, baby. Let me tell you, I can definitely guarantee that. All right, so before we go, make sure, guys, if y'all ain't doing nothing else, y'all already know to make sure that y'all. So welcome. So first, let me say welcome to any new members here, anybody that's new on this channel that's just coming in. Let me welcome y'all and thank y'all for, rocking out with me on here on Slapping with Truth. I appreciate y'all. And also, make sure that y'all like and subscribe. For anybody that's feeling like, you know what, I need to get my seed water, I'm tired of the drama, and you want to build your mindset with clarity, and you tired of, feeling busy but being stuck, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel right here, okay? Because if nobody else love you, y'all already know Queen A does. Share this video with somebody else that could use a little more clarity too. All right, now I'm out of here. I'm about to give me some rest because y'all already know I just told y'all I'm getting over my back pain. So let me get off of here. It's been 46 minutes. I've been sitting. Definitely time for me to give me some rest. Nobody else. You already know. I do. Mwah! Later.